Welcome to the Iowa Soccer Educational Webinar Series. The focus of today's webinar is to provide an overview of the recent US Soccer player development initiatives. During this webinar, we will cover the following aspects related to the birth year mandates. We will discuss what the mandates are, when mandates will be implemented, who is impacted by the mandates. We will discuss why the mandates are being implemented. And finally, we will provide an outline of how we can effectively transition and implement these changes. Understanding these 4 W's and how to implement these changes is one formula for a successful transition. Prior to exploring the mandates in more detail, it is important to pause and examine our mindset regarding change. When it comes to change, we all have a choice. We can either fear and resist the changes that is taking place, or we can choose a positive mindset and embrace the change. If we choose to embrace the change, it will more than likely result in a more successful transition. We at Iowa Soccer Association would like to encourage all of our members to adopt a positive mindset and be proactive about the new US Soccer player development initiatives. So, what are the age group mandates? Currently, the age group cutoff is August 1 through July 31. The purpose of this approach was to group players and teams based on academic calendar or school year. For this reason, it was referred to as school year-based registration. Going forward, however, the new age group cutoff will be January 1 through December 31. Which means players are now grouped based on calendar year, which is consistent with the dates used internationally in forming youth soccer teams. The cutoff is referred to as calendar birth year registration. As for who is impacted, all US Soccer members across the country are required to implement these initiatives. These player development initiatives will be effective August 1, 2016. The reason for these educational webinars is to assist our membership in preparing for these changes and to ensure for a successful transition. According to US Soccer, the reason for these changes are as follows. It helps with alignment with the international standards and the US Development Academy. It helps to unify and provide a more consistent format for the grouping of players across the country. And it makes for more efficient identification of players within age groups. Presented on the slide is the new calendar birth year matrix, which is available at iowasoccer.org. Please use this to identify what age group your child will be placed. Now that we have a basic understanding of the calendar birth year registration initiative, the next question is, how do we ensure for a smooth transition? There are 3 aspects to a successful implementation plan. Phase 1 is to ensure you have thoroughly researched what the changes are. Phase 2 is to work to develop a detailed plan of action. And Phase 3 is to execute a detailed implementation plan. Phase 1. We encourage you to start by researching all materials provided by US Soccer and Iowa Soccer Association. Once you have a detailed understanding, it is important to then perform a current roster analysis to determine the impact of players, rosters, and teams. With these new changes, special attention has to be given to the U15 age group during the spring and to the U19 age group during the fall. Once you've completed a roster analysis, it's time to examine the strengths and weaknesses within each age group. The questions you need to consider are, what is the number of players in each age group? And is there enough to make a viable team? The next consideration is to examine the ability and depth within the age group to ensure players are grouped accordingly and examine whether you need to combine for developmental purposes. The other critical component that needs to be considered is the effect on those players skipping age groups. When you have completed Phase 1, you should consider developing a club-wide presentation and drafting a policy to standardise your position and response to your membership. Once you've completed your research and have a detailed understanding of the player development initiatives, it is time to turn your attention to the planning phase. Some aspects to consider within your plan are as follows. Organise and conduct club-wide parent, coach and player meetings to inform your membership and provide them with an opportunity to ask questions. Engage in dialogue with your local high school coach regarding the U15 age group and the impact on the 8th and 9th grade players during the spring season. Consider providing some training opportunities based on the new birth year age groups. This will help players become familiar with the players they will be playing with when the changes take place. Draft club-wide policy on team formation and how you're going to deal with special situations such as play-ups. And finally, explore opportunities that will help players gain exposure to the small-sided game adjustments, as this will assist with the transition to the new small-sided format. The final phase of a successful implementation plan is the execution phase. Once you have developed a detailed understanding of the player development initiatives and mandates and designed a detailed plan, it is now time to execute that plan. In order to execute effectively, you must frequently and consistently communicate with your membership. To assist with this successful transition, it's important you provide your membership with an opportunity to experience the changes before they officially take place. Consider providing birth year training sessions, mini festivals or tournaments that align with players' birth year. Providing opportunities for your membership to meet and discuss the mandates as well as socialise with the new family members that they will be grouped with can only be beneficial. We hope you found this educational webinar to be beneficial in educating you about the upcoming US soccer mandates regarding calendar birth year registration. For more information or assistance, please feel free to contact our State Association staff or click on our website for more information.